Let us now step into a section of the Ashtadhyayi wherein Panini prescribes the designation karma pravachaniyaha. This section runs from 1483 karma pravachaniyaha down to 1498 Vibhasha Krinyi. Before looking at a specific sutram, let us see what this karma pravachaniya sanya means. Recall the sutram 1458 Pradyaha that comes in the adhikara of Pragrishwaran Nipataha, which runs from 1456 down to 1497. In that section, Panini has sutram Pradyaha 1458. We have studied this sutram. This sutram Panini gives a list of these terms, pra, etc. The list is pra, para, apa, sam, anu, ava, nis, nir, dus, dur, vi, ang, ni, adhi, api, ati, su, ud, abhi, prati, pari, and upa. Now when these terms are in conjunction with a verb, they get the designation upasargaha. That is the next sutram 1459, upasargash kriya yoge, which also we have studied. And they also get the sanya of gati by the next sutram 1460, gatishcha. Now the designation, the sanya, which you're going to be studying now, karma pravachaniyaha, that is a apavadaha, exception to designation gatihi prescribed by 1460 gatishcha, as well as upasargaha prescribed by 1459 upasargash kriya yoge. Okay, with that background, let us see exactly what karma pravachaniyaha means. Karma pravachaniyaha is a technical term used in connection with a preposition or prefix, which is the pradayaha, which showed a verbal activity formerly, but at the present time it does not show it. The word is used as a technical term in grammar in connection with prefixes which are not used along with the verbal root. The word karma pravachaniyaha itself is explained as karma, which is kriyam proktavantaha, which means that they described verbal activity previously, but right now they are not doing that. Now in which specific contexts, which of these pradi terms get the designation karma pravachaniyaha? That is the topic of these rules from 1483 down to 1498, where Panini says that in such and such context, such and such of the pradi terms get the designation karma pravachaniyaha. One we're looking at right now is 1490. Why are we taking this one right now? Because we will shortly be studying a sutram 238, which says karma pravachaniya yukte dvitiya, which means that a second case affix is used following a pradipadikam co-occurring with a karma pravachaniyaha. And since right now we are studying the dvitiya vibhakti, we need to know when a pradi term has a designation karma pravachaniyaha, so then we know that a pradipadikam used in connection with that karma pravachaniyaha takes a second case affix. That is why we are studying this sanya at the present time. Okay, let's now look at 1490. Sutram says lakshanetham bhutakhyana bhagavipsasu pratiparyanavaha. Vritti says eteshvartheshu vishayabhuteshu pratyadayaha karma pravachaniya sanyaha syuhu, which means the terms prati, pari, and anu get the designation karma pravachaniyaha in the context where either lakshanam, meaning a mark or aim, or itambhutakyanam, meaning description of someone or something being thus, or bhagaha, meaning portion or share, or vipsa, which we know from before. Vipsa is vyaptum ichha, meaning pervasion or entirety, is denoted. Now please note that prati, pari, or anu itself doesn't have to denote one of these meanings. It has to be only used in the context where one of these meanings is denoted. The meaning may be denoted by something else in the sentence, as long as one of these three terms is used in that context. It says Vishayabhuteshu. So as long as one of these 1, 2, 3, 4 meanings is in context, and in that context prati, pari, or anu get the sanya karma pravachaniyaha. As already mentioned, gatyupasarga sanya apavadaha. Designation karma pravachaniyaha is apavadaha, exception to the designation gatihi prescribed by 1460 gatischa and upasargaha. Upasargash kriya yoge. So when the designation karma pravachaniyaha is assigned, then it immediately excludes the designation gatihi or upasargaha. So any operations which depend on the upasarga sanya or the gati sanya, they cannot take place once the karma pravachaniya sanya is assigned. And also as noted before, the adhikara of 1483 karma pravachaniyaha runs down to 1498 vibhasha krini. Please make a note of it. Okay, let's take some examples. Udaharanani. In the following examples, prati, pari or anu gets the designation karma pravachaniyaha by 1490. And then as we'll see shortly, by 238, a pratipadikam used in connection with a karma pravachaniyaha gets the second case affix. Okay, in the case of lakshane, meaning mark or aim, vriksham prati paryanuva vidyotate vidyat, which means the lightning flashes or strikes with the tree as its mark, as its aim. How is the tree the mark of the lightning? Because in the dark you see the tree lighting up, and that becomes a lakshanam for the lightning. Here prati, pari or anu is not in connection with the verb, and the context is that of lakshanam, so therefore these terms get the sanya of karma pravachaniyaha. Next example is in the sense of ittham bhutakhyane. Example is bhakto vishnum prati paryanuva. Someone is a devotee, and his particular characteristic is that he is a devotee whose devotion is towards Lord Vishnu. So he is such and such a devotee. So it tells us what kind of devotee he is. What is the subject of his devotion? In the word ittham bhuta akhyane, akhyanam is a description, and ittham bhuta means that someone or something is thus, is such and such, someone is so. So here we have a devotee, and Lord Vishnu is the subject of his devotion. Since prati, pari or anu is used in the context of ittham bhuta akhyane, it gets the karma pravachaniya sanya. Next one is bhage. Lakshmir harim prati paryanuva harer bhagaha ityartha. So Lakshmi Devi is a portion, a share, a part of Lord Vishnu. Same thing here, prati, pari or anu used in the context of portion or share, hence you get the designation karma pravachaniyaha. Last one is in the sense of vipsayam. We know what vipsa means. Vipsa means vyaptum ichha. So it means pervasion or entirety, completeness. So vriksham prati paryanuva sinchati. Here vipsa is actually denoted by the duplication by 814 nitya vipsayoho, which we have studied, and not by prati, pari or anu. That is why in the Vritya Sutram we saw eteshvartheshu vishayabhuteshu. It's not necessary that prati, pari or anu denote one of these meanings. All that is necessary is that one of these should be used in the context of one of these meanings. Here vipsa is already denoted by the duplication done by 814, but still prati, pari or anu gets the designation karma pravachaniyaha. Now what is the purpose of this designation? Purpose of assigning designation of karma pravachaniyaha in this last example is to prevent 8365 from substituting the murdanya letter sh in place of the dantya sa of sinchati, because 8365 requires a upasargaha to have the nimittam for the shatvam. And as already we have discussed, when a term gets the sanya karma pravachaniyaha, it excludes the designation of gatihi or upasargaha. 8365 cannot apply here. As for the second case affix with vriksha, that is already available by 232 karmani dvitiya. So we don't need the karma pravachaniya sanya for the purpose of using the dvitiya vibhakti with vriksha. Its purpose here is to stop the shatvam, which would have been done by 8365. Our next sutram is 238, which assigns a second case affix to a pratipadikam used in connection with a karma pravachaniyaha.